My movie recollection with Vincent Cloud.
And John Nemitz.
And this is a show where we talk about movies and the draw random and making copies. Wow. We talk about movies rather quickly. But it's also a game show where we make each other guess. And we add little twisty twists like, oh, sure, you guessed the title, but do you know what the plot is? So yeah, that's how it goes. John, I want to guess one of
Sure,
your
you know what the
movies.
plot is, but do you know who the second key grip is?
Yes. Wow, we don't get that in depth. This is a very shallow movie review show, if there ever was one.
Um, oh man, it came up with Pacific Rim, which
Oh,
we,
yeah, we already covered in depth.
yes,
Get it?
very
Ocean, Pacific.
like that was a, I was trying to think of a Pacific specific pun, but I couldn't get there. All right, two-word title. First word starts with H, as in hungry or hangry.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Harlem Nights.
nope.
Ah,
This
damn
is
it.
an animated picture.
Hmm. Oh.
Mid-aughts,
Oh, shit. Okay. Horton
not
here's
Disney.
oh, animated. Hmm. Anyone's voice I might know?
You know Robin Williams?
Robin Williams. H.
You
Hern
know
Gully.
Elijah Wood?
Yeah. What? Wow.
You
Why am I not getting
know
this?
others? Um, it is directed by George Miller, which I never would have guessed that that was the case. Um, all right. It's
Wow.
about penguins.
Oh, Happy Feet.
Yes,
Okay. Never seen it. Um, this isn't March of the Penguins, right? That was a whole
no,
nother, that was a documentary.
right.
This is realistic, I assume.
Mm,
No. Happy
not
Feet.
particularly.
It's about penguins. Does it okay, it's getting warm up in the north or the south. No, they're only in the south, right? Penguins?
That's right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Happy Feet is like, "Oh, I'm not so happy anymore. I'm call me dragging feet because I'm so depressed. And then it's up to the penguins to cheer him up through songs. That's my guess.
Kind of not the
Whoa.
opposite, but kind of like the inverse, I guess, is maybe. So basically, in Penguin Land, they're all singers. They all have beautiful voices. They all break out into pop medleys at a moment's notice. And our hero is a little boy penguin who unfortunately has a terrible scratchy voice, but he wants to express himself through the art of tap dance.
Oh wow.
And um, he is not looked upon kindly by being different and whatnot. But then maybe his differentness is what everybody needed in the end.
Maybe, but it wasn't.
But no, it turned out they needed a singer. He wasn't able to sing. He let everyone down. So, and I'm struggling a little bit because I I watched both of these movies in short order. You know, Happy Feet 2, the sequel,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm struggling to remember what was what. But if I recall correctly, um, there's like at the end, like there there's basically like live action human fishermen all of a sudden, and like the movie just gets like very surreal very quickly. Like, you're just watching this like basically kids movie, like singing and dancing and whatnot, and then it just gets very abstract and kind of crazy.
Well, immediately started to picture Dances with Wolves. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but like
Yeah.
where things are going all right for Kevin Costner and his animals and his native friends, and then the white man shows up and just kills people, and like they shoot the wolf, they shoot the horse. You're like, how? Oh my, this is terrible. I pictured, fishermen just killing people the penguin loves. It's like I'm still trying to dance through this. Wow. So it doesn't get that bad. Just
No.
does that come back in two? Do they explore that more in two?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, there's definitely like then like interaction between some people who want to like save the penguins from the situation that they're in that movie. But then like a storm comes up or something, so they have to nope out of there. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's definitely continues.
Oh, wait, isn't the bigger concern that these are animated penguins? That would be my
Right,
thing.
but like that seems like the norm, like you're
Oh,
drop,
okay.
and then it's like the last 30 minutes or something that the like, oh wait, this is this kind of movie too. Like it's just kind of jarring.
Wow. Huh. But it was good. Would you recommend it?
It's definitely on the bottom end of my George Millers, and that's even including Babe 2 Pig in the City, which is an insane movie in its own right.
Wow, I've never seen it.
Um, I think, oh man, I want to say either one or two. I think it was this movie won like Best Animated Oscar or something.
Wow, that's cool. Well, new movie. How about that? Let's get out of the South Pole and see what's go. Oh
And
my
into the
gosh.
East Pole.
Actually, this is more closer to the equator, I want to say, where this movie takes place. So it's a
The
two-word
Middle Pole.
title. Yeah, two-word title. First word starts with a B as in base.
Um, Bad Boys.
It's got Leonardo DiCaprio,
It's not The Beach.
Juman Hansu,
Wish I knew who that was.
Jennifer Connelly, I believe.
Oh,
Let's click on it. I want to
hmm,
cheat a little smidge.
you cheater.
Yep, Jennifer Connelly. Arnold Vosloo. Oh my gosh.
Don't know who that is.
Okay, well it's an action movie,
All right. Big Trouble.
2006.
Hmm.
I might have to just
Bad
Bad Boys too.
Boys too.
All
Yeah.
right, should I just tell you?
Yeah.
It's Blood Diamond.
Oh, I did watch that.
Ah, yeah. So did I. So, do you remember what it was about?
Yeah, in Africa and the diamond mining trade and how it's horrible and it's like basically um I don't I just remember the concept of blood diamonds. I don't really remember a lot of the movie, to be honest. Um and what I'm thinking about might be the beginning of Uncut Gems,
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
oh man, that could be a future topic for the other podcast, just diamonds, right?
yeah, that's for
Uh,
sure.
well,
Is there like actual like kind of tribal warfare going on in this movie, or is it
n-
just the poor treatment of the workers, like slave labor and stuff?
oh boy. Yeah, and I think there's like forces, like, armed forces kind of fighting over that. It's very vague. I don't know. The movie is fine. I feel like it was all just Leo's passion to be like, hey, diamonds are bad. And so are
Mhm.
27-year-olds. Yeah. So on that, it's like kind of good. You're like, oh yeah, this is, this movie's well-meaning, but I remember it being pretty generic. I think the better parts was all Jimon Hansu's scenes where he's actually in the fields or the mines or whatever, and he finds like a gigantic diamond.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. Um, Man, I feel like I might have seen this in the theater back in the day, then
Uh,
forgot that it existed, only for
yeah.
it to come back to haunt me right now.
Yeah, like I said, it was just fine. I think Leo got nominated this. Oh, this is what bothered me about it. He got nominated for this movie the same year he was in The Departed, and I feel like he was so much better in The Departed. Like I really enjoyed his performance, where usually I don't think he's much of an actor, but I liked him in The Departed. But they went with Blood Diamond because I'm
Just
not sure.
probably because it's an issue movie.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And then
I
he
could see that.
learned to do the South African accent, I guess. And to
Mm,
me, it sounded kind of Australian and stuff, not to be disrespectful to either accents, but I feel like there was some similarities. Like my ear for accents, it was kind of confused by this?
it was like, crikey, look at that diamond.
It's as big as a koala. Oh, and then Jimon Hansu got nominated for this. That was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, he was really good in it. All his scenes. Um, yeah. Oh, I think they kidnap his son and like
Oh,
drug him over the movie, and eventually he's one of those fucking soldiers, those kid
like
soldiers.
yeah. Okay.
Ugh,
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
ugh. Yeah. That's all I remember. There was a lot of cliched scenes where I'm like, this, I don't know. You could put a little bit more effort, but I think everyone was like patting themselves on the back, like we're talking about diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, New movie?
All right. Let's see what we get here. Oh, have we talked about this? 5 words. First word is A. Second word starts with L, as in limousine.
A la- Anyone in it that I know?
Certainly. Madonna.
Oh, A League of Their Own?
Yes. I knew
We
that would
have
either
not.
give it away or would lead you down the completely wrong path.
We have not talked about this because I just happened to go through the episodes for some reason. I don't remember, but we have not. All I know is there's no crying in baseball. Right?
You have seen it though.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, as for the plot, it's like Gina Davis and her sister. Oh my gosh, I don't remember her name now, but she was in a bunch of
Lori
movies.
Lori Petty.
Lori Petty. Okay. Um, but they're both sisters, and they both what's going on, some sort of war is going on.
Yes. One of those world wars. Could have been like four,
I think,
maybe.
yeah, yeah. Uh, since all the men are overseas, they're like, hey, we gotta still have sports around here. And so now the women are getting more teams and stuff. They're getting more sponsors for an all women's league. And it's like Rosie O'Donnell's on the team, Madonna's on the team. Wasn't there like this tall, like blonde Viking looking chick? You remember her?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And then, but their coach is Tom Hanks, and he's like this horrible alcoholic. And
Yeah,
like,
like he couldn't go to the war because he had lumbago or something. Just
whoa.
kidding, I don't even know what lumbago is.
Oh.
It just
I
seems
ju-
like something someone would have back then.
well, wasn't he kind of old to be accepted
Yeah,
to the war, though?
yeah, I think so. But um, yeah, he was a grumpy drunk, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, is there anything outside of just the typical sports movie? I mean, they have to, they have to train and get better, and they win some games, they lose some games.
You know what I that I really stuck out to me that I had not noticed on previous watches the last time I watched it? John Lovitz as like the scout in the beginning or the recruiter or whatever. He was like hilarious in it.
He'd be good. He could do that, the 50s ways of talking, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
totally.
just like being a creep kind of like not in a bad way, but just like, like the typical what you would expect from that kind of guy in that era.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. It was probably like a lot of it was acceptable and stuff. Like, what's the
Right.
matter, sweetheart?
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't there like this annoying little kid that would always try and like
Oh
psych
yeah,
him
that's
out?
right. Yeah, like one of the players' son or something had to travel with them on the bus and everything too, and he was like super annoying.
Eventually, the sisters, like, what's her name? The younger one, not Gina. She takes off. She quits the team, or what
Yeah, she
happens?
goes to play for a rival team.
Yeah. Yeah, because the
Yeah.
sisters, they have like a love-hate thing throughout the movie, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely jealousy and that kind of stuff. And then like in the final game, um, I believe Gina Davis had quit because her husband came home from the war. So she's like,
Oh,
I don't need this baseball stuff anymore. But then she came back to play like the final game against her sister. And then like the final thing is like she's pitching and her sister's batting.
right. Because it all comes down to like they just like run into, or younger
Yeah,
sister runs into Gina, knocks her down, knocks the ball out. So that counts as safe.
right.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But you know what though? The ending is super sad when like it cuts to them all as like old ladies and they're like, "Oh, how's it going?" And stuff, and
Yeah.
they take pictures with each other, and it's just really sweet. And eventually I start to tear up where I'm like, "Oh, it's just I don't know. It's so bizarre." But it always
Yeah.
got to me. Yeah.
Yep. Tugs at the old heartstrings, it does.
Oh man. Oh, that nasty ass bruise when
Oh
like
yeah.
she jumps, right? Like skids on her hip or something. Oh, that was bad. Oh, that's right. And they said they were like, we can't slide leg first because the skirts will hike up. So we have to start jumping a different way or something. That's totally nuts that still goes on. Do we have a women's league now? I know we have the WNBA.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know about baseball. Um, I know there's a new professional women's hockey league that just sprung up last year
Oh shit.
that was, I think, quite successful for it being its first year. Um, and Minnesota won the championship, so gotta gotta take those W's.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about baseball. I feel like for whatever reason, like women play softball and then play baseball. I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know. Um it'd be interesting if they'd be willing to just start a base. I mean, honestly, I don't care. Like, I think baseball's really boring, though. That's why I don't care. But it'd be cool for them if they wanted to. The we do have a kind of a close thing to football. Have you heard of it at all?
Or
Legends Football League,
no, I don't know what that
formerly
is.
formerly known as Lingerie Football League.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? This might have been a topic because I could talk about this for a while, but I won't. Just basically, it started off like bullshit, like just a bunch of girls not even playing. Now they play. Now they hit hard and shit. Like there's serious athletes, and it's just been getting progressively more professional and stuff. And the last time I tuned in, I was like, why is this different? And I realized that they're wearing way more clothing. so, so yeah,
That's
it's just
funny.
they're
Like
getting
we
more
just wanted
legit.
to be sexist, but we accidentally created this legitimate women's football league. Wow.
Oh man. Okay, next movie.
Um, you got anything to say about Penny Marshall, the director?
Oh, Penny Marshall. I should, but I don't. Like it's her and her brother are both directors, right?
Yeah, Gary Marshall of Happy Days fame. Like he created that show. And then it seems like now all he does is like Valentine's Day, New Year's Day, like all those like
That's
the
him.
yeah, I think
Wow.
so. Yeah.
Oh, well, what else has she done? Because I like this movie. It's well done.
Uh Without cheating, I can remember she did Big.
Wow. Yeah, cool.
Um yeah, definitely other very successful movies. None of them are springing to mind right now.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out because, like I said, this movie's well done. It'll get to you. There's lots of laughs. It is interesting to see just the bullshit that women had to deal with on a daily basis, you know? Yeah. New movie then.
All right, moving on.
Is it I?
It's
Oh
Ist
no.
Thou.
Oh no, I don't want to do this one. All right. Wow. This is okay. So it's a
Oh
three-word
boy.
title. Three-word title. First word starts with a P as in pleasant.
Hmm. Picking up pockets. Uh, oh,
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if there's any. Oh, Gilbert Gottfried. That's the only actor
okay.
in this movie.
Interesting. Um, pop. Ooh,
This might be a TV movie, come to think of it, or direct to video.
Okay.
Yeah.
There any way I'm gonna get it?
I guess not. No, no. Problem Child 3.
Oh, you could have said it was a sequel. I mean,
Oh shit.
that certainly would have
Oh,
helped.
oh my God. I guess so.
Yeah, I've seen at least Problem Child 1. Problemably Childly 2.
Uh,
Um, Definitely not 3.
yeah, don't do it. It sucked. Like I think I
I
almost want to
think
say,
I think that there's a kid in there who is super naughty and he gets his guardians into some real sticky situations.
but what makes this movie different from the other ones?
Um, oh man, so in 1 or 2, wasn't there like for some reason like criminals after them or something like that? Um,
Oh, Kramer was a criminal, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I
yeah.
forgot the movies, by the way, for the lightning round. I don't remember what we talked about.
All right, we've got Happy Feet.
Happy Feet.
We've got uh Blood Diamond.
All right.
We've got
Oh,
whatever
League
the
of Their
first movie is,
Own.
A League of Their Own. That's it, right? We've got Problem Child 3.
All right. Anyways,
I
you
think
know,
the IRS is after him in this one.
he's no longer a child. He's like, or like he's a man child. So, man, I barely remember this, but like, John Ritter isn't in it. I think they recast everyone except for the kid, maybe, and the grandpa. I don't know if you remember the grandpa.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
remember
it's
John
just
Ritter. He's
yeah,
great.
right? Yeah. Yeah, they cast someone else. I want to say this was a straight to NBC movie or some shit. Like it was just like, oh, as soon as you heard that, you're like, this is going to be low quality, you know. Ugh. Yeah, I think you can tell when the comedy is like loud squishy noise, like when someone sits on something, where you're like, oh, this is childlike. This is
Huh.
bad. Yeah. Yeah.
What
Not much
about
else.
when the comedy, which I love, I think they do it in like Portlandia, is where you just like toss up something off to the side, and then there's like a shattering sound and like a cat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's always that same breaking sound. Yeah. It's
yeah.
so classic. But that's not it. This is so bad. I I'm ready to move on already.
All right. I'm sure we'll buy a few minutes from Dave for that one. All right. What do I got? Oh, 3 word title. First word starts with D, as in donkey.
Dog Day Afternoon.
Nope. Um, mid, early to mid teens, I want to say. 20 teens, that is. Um, it's got Jared Leto in it.
Jared Leto. Duh. Hmm.
It's got all right, McConaughey
Oh,
himself in it.
yeah, Dallas Buyers Club.
That is the one.
Yeah. Okay, so it's about Matthew McConaughey's character has AIDS, right?
You have not seen this?
I have seen it.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah, I have
Yes.
seen it.
Yep. Um,
And yeah.
yeah, I don't remember the specifics. It's all about the medicine and like treatment for AIDS. And I don't remember if the deal what the deal was. Like if so like basically this was the beginning of when they were finding some sort of medication that was actually very effective for people who had AIDS. But I think it was just like a lot of legal red tape around. Like I don't know if the FDA didn't approve it or if the pharmacies wouldn't. I don't remember exactly what the deal was, but I think the titular club was basically them figuring out how to get these drugs and then like distribute them to people who needed them. Does that sound right?
Yeah, yeah, because I'm like, is this based on a true, not a true story, but a real problem? Kind of like the Blood Diamond movie, you know? Oh, and
Yeah.
speaking of, Jared Leto's in this movie, and he plays a uh, what? Oh my gosh, I don't want to get it wrong.
Well, I don't remember. Is he trans, like a trans woman, or is he a drag queen? I don't
See,
remember.
that's why I didn't want to get it wrong.
Yeah.
But he's dressed like a woman visually, and I think he does he wear a wig? No, that's his true hair or whatever. But I thought he was there. I don't think he did anything crazy to A, get nominated, and B, win,
Hmm.
where I'm like, what did he do? He didn't do anything, because I personally don't think Jared Leto's that great of an actor. And this was one of those things like Blood Diamond, where they're like, oh, we're patting ourselves on the back,
Yeah.
for this important issue. And it is. It's just, I feel like people really, I don't know. I personally don't think it was a stretch for Jared Leto to dress like a woman because A, he's pretty, and B, he's egomaniacal anyways. He just likes being looked at. So I don't think it was a big stretch for him either. But I don't know. It's
Hmm.
so odd that he won that Oscar. And you look at all the terrible things he's done with his roles since then, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it people were pretty surprised by that particular win at the time and definitely since. Yeah, it is always interesting like with these issue movies and I do remember thinking this was a good movie at the time. So I'm not saying that necessarily applies to this one fully, but just because like an issue is important and like good to talk about doesn't mean that the movie is automatically good. And I I think that a lot of times gets conflated in the Oscars at least.
How did you feel about McConaughey's performance? And did you think I mean, he won. Do you think he deserved that?
Man, that's one of those things where it's like you look at the commitment and what you do to your body as an actor or as a person. Like, does that if that counts towards the nom and the win, then that definitely goes a long way. Um, I thought he was good in the movie. I don't remember what he was up against, I guess.
Oh, that's a good point too. Sometimes that really matters. But this was also during the McConaissance where he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, I figured I'd start to act good." It's like he's amazing in True Detective. Like it's one of my favorite performances of his. And I thought he won for that. I don't even think he won the Emmy for that or the Golden Globe, but he won for this. But I think that's just because that movement where everyone was like, "Oh, he's so good now," you know? And he
Yeah.
was. Yeah. I just remember him crying in his car because, after he just finally was told that that's what he has, like he was so in denial and he was
Oh
pissed
yeah.
off and shit in the hospital, but he gets into the car, he just starts to break down and he starts to remember how he got it, where he was like sleeping with these two women, getting drunk under the bleachers and stuff. And just that juxtaposition of him at like that time where he was having a lot of fun, dangerous fun, and now he's crying about it outside the hospital was pretty crazy. It was good.
Yeah. And then just like how at that time that HIV and AIDS was like, what are they like the gay disease. So
Yeah.
like for someone like homophobic and everything, like to not that it's like, oh, he suffers more because he's a homophobe, but
Right.
like in a way he did because like he like has like just like has to come to terms that it can even happen to him and then that it did.
Yeah. And then yeah, I don't know. I was gonna go on and say like, well, then he passed away because he does. A lot of people say because he didn't have that Magic Johnson money. That's everyone's joke where they're like, well, Magic Johnson's alive because he's got all that money. Where I'm like, well, there's a lot of rich people that like Easy E was rich. I don't know. Whatever. Should we try one more movie? Pray to
Yeah.
God, Lauer strikes twice.
Huh. Oh, yes.
All right. Oh, yeah. Let's go for my pile here. Um,
Your nuclear pile.
as soon as it, oh my gosh. Okay, so it's a one-word title, starts with an L, as in lousy.
Uh, Love. That's a show. Um,
It's got Eddie Murphy in it,
oh. Oh.
Martin Lawrence. Yeah, it's oh my gosh. It takes place in the 50s, maybe? No,
Interesting.
maybe even behind that. Oh shit, I almost want to look it up. But yeah. I don't think you're gonna get this one because it wasn't
Man,
a hit, really,
I'm like striking out today. Yeah, go ahead.
The movie is called Life.
Life. Oh,
Okay. What do you think?
um, I think that refers to the phrase life in prison. And I think um, somebody is wrongly accused and wrongly convicted, but they're sentenced to life. And this is about them trying to right that wrong.
Oh, okay. Um, well, it takes place in the 30s
Okay.
in Mississippi. And yeah, I don't remember what, but they don't do anything wrong. It's Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. They just meet each other or something. Like I don't think they barely knew each other. And then they both got arrested for some bullshit. And it's it's supposed to be a comedy, and there is funny stuff, but you can't help but realize like it's called Life, and sure they try and escape, but it never works. And they just keep getting older in the movie. And
Oh,
you're just like, I guess the warden's cool because you've known him for years. But like, yeah, it just sucks, I think. Like there's, like I said, funny stuff. There's this awesome part where Eddie Murphy, like this big Bubba like dude, he's like, I'm gonna eat your cornbread. He's like, no, I eat my cornbread. Like everyone's intimidated by him, but Eddie Murphy, he's trying to stand up for himself, but he gets the shit beaten out of him. And it's just like, how much can we laugh about this scenario? Because they are wrongfully accused and they're there with everyone. There's a fucking, oh my God, there's this one prisoner who's like really nice. He's really kind-hearted and stuff. And he, later on in the movie, he's about to get set free, but he's too scared to leave because he's been there forever. So he
oh
fucking
yeah.
tries to he basically gets himself shot by
Oh
the
geez.
guards. Yeah, so it's just like this is a downer movie. It really is. The it ends with them, both of them, clearing their names somehow, but they're old men. So it's just sad. Lawrence is like he looks at himself in the mirror and because he's wondering why kids are looking at him weird when he just says hi and he looks at the mirror and he's just old and wrinkly. It's just sad. Ugh, God damn it.
Yeah, does sound like a bummer.
I mean, you
But
have Eddie Murphy and Lawrence in old man makeup and they that's what they like to do. Both those guys, they like to put up a lot of prosthetics and pretend like they're someone else. But it's just not funny because they're just old. They're just like, God damn it, I've been hearing your stupid jokes for 30 years and shit like that. And I'm like, I'm not laughing at that. That sucks. you know?
too
Uh,
real. Too
yeah.
real.
I don't know. I don't know why they thought this would be a hit or whatever. I don't know. Maybe there's some fans out there. I see the cornbread thing get referenced sometimes. But yeah,
I mean, it worked for Shawshank, right?
Shawshank. Yeah, this is
That wasn't
more
really a comedy.
right. This is more in the tune or the look of Cool Hand Luke. I don't know if you ever seen that one
Mm-mm.
where they're those old ass fucking prisoners and they're in the South, they're in Mississippi. So, not only are they in jail or in prison, but they're all, the warden, the guards are all racist as shit. Yeah. Mm. Sucks. Don't know why
Well,
anyone thought this would work.
trying to think of like comedies with people in prison.
Ernest
Uh,
goes to jail.
yes, there we go. Finally, they cracked the code and perfected it.
All right.
I was thinking of Half Baked, where what's his name? Um,
Right. Williams.
Harlan Williams, yeah.
Harlan. Yeah. He's like, I'm somebody's bitch. uh,
Paddington 2, he's wrongly
oh,
accused.
really? Oh my gosh. Does the Homeward Bound the Incredible Journey count because they're in pet shelter for like 2 minutes?
Yeah, we'll count that.
Oh man. All right. Well, what do we do, John? Do we just cut this off, or do we wait for a miracle that Dave shows up?
Oh man, because you got a reshoot in you.
A reshoot? Oh shit. Okay. Boy, not really. Do you?
I don't know. Let me look at my recently watched films.
Let's see. Reshoot. I Man, I'd have to think of like what have we covered lately.
This one doesn't even count. I was gonna say I watched well, I could talk about it. I watched the Top Gun movies. Um I don't think we talked about it in these, but in an episode of the Mind Reels,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
the
Okay.
first Top Gun was covered. I had never watched Top Gun. Um and then I avoided watching both of them because of I just didn't want to.
Okay. Right.
And um but then I was like, well, I do want to listen to the episode of the Mind Reels about it. So I watched it and it was like pretty much what I expected.
Yeah. So odd how 80s that movie is, right? Doesn't that
Yeah.
seem like it's just so much what you think might be cliche, maybe wasn't then. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Um it does have the iconic soundtrack and everything. And I just think of like Archer and stuff where I was like, Danger Zone.
That's right. Yeah. Wait,
Um
did you watch the other one? The new
yes,
one?
yeah, I watched them both. Have you watched the new one yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, don't want
Well,
to spoil anything, but
oh, it's not.
Maverick's back at flight school.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. Okay, so Val Kilmer or Ice, wait, Ice, what was the
Iceman?
name? Iceman, yeah. He was right. He kept saying, Tom Cruise, you're dangerous. You shouldn't be here. Like you're not there's no way you're gonna win. And he doesn't because he doesn't Tom Cruise doesn't listen. He's always wandering off. He is a
Hmm.
wild card, and that is dangerous if you're legit in a war. So I always was so surprised that the hero is wrong and the villain, quote unquote, is correct. That's so
Right.
nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seems anti 80s in that sense, where it's like like you have the professor who's like saying, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that, but then he's right. That's so bizarre.
Yeah, that's true. They're never right.
Yeah. Wow.
You always
And
gotta, you know, um, can't use your head. You need to use your heart. Can't be confined to your rules.
did you like the flight sequences? Were they any good for you?
Um, some of them were cool, yeah. I don't know. Like, imagine at the time they were probably quite remarkable. Um, and like I feel like they did a pretty good job of like letting like you knew what was going on with the the maneuvers and the tactics and everything, that they made it very clear um what was happening and the geography of everything. Especially in the second movie, I would say. But sometimes like you see this action stuff going on and it's not really clear at all what's happening, or is what you did just did good or bad, or I don't know. But
Yeah, that's so bizarre. Um, I wonder if Dave can comment. Dave, are you here? Are you present? Do you
is
want to be
accounted
present?
for, but is he present?
Yeah. What do they say? Yeah? Oh, okay. I was gonna say the lights on, but no one's home.
Yeah.
Dave, you're just in time for the Lauer lightning round.
All right, hit me with it.
All right. The first movie, we believe these are all the movies we talked about. Happy Feet.
Never seen it, but I like penguins. Penguins are good. Um, I I always love watching like the Discovery Channel stuff with penguins on it. Like those are awesome. Like it's all awesome footage. So I don't know. Anytime I thought about the movie, I'm like, why would I want to watch something animated when I can just watch the real thing? But
Fair.
I mean, I have no idea. Like, are there like is it like a Bug's Life, like where there's like every character has like a popular actor voicing them?
Well,
Oh yeah.
it's made by George Miller. So the penguins, they march from one end of the iceberg and then they turn around and go back.
It's like Mad Max.
Yes. Your favorite movie. All right, next. Have you seen the movie Blood Diamond?
No,
Ah,
that came out during my phase where I didn't like DiCaprio,
I
so
feel
I
you.
didn't watch it. But yeah, I don't know. I heard it was good. And then whoever the female actress, she was really good. I heard.
Oh, Connolly,
Yeah.
Jennifer. Yeah. Wait a minute, though. Both you and John are married. Oh my God. Anyways, diamonds. Are you guilty of putting a diamond on your wife's finger?
Nope. She wanted a, what is it, a green sapphire? Which I'm sure is equally problematic, but it's at least not a blood diamond.
I have no idea. I don't know what goes on with sapphire. Um, oh, okay, so Dave just messaged us. But
I think Dave
yeah.
was trying to dodge the question.
Yeah. Oh, he said his computer just shut down. So
I
he,
think
who
I
knows?
think he's guilty of buying the bloodiest diamond that there is.
Yeah, they're a girl's best friend. Meanwhile, man, dogs, right?
Yep,
Diamond dogs. Oh my gosh, David
diamond
Bowie.
dogs.
Okay.
That
All right, should
can't
we?
be a coincidence.
I think we should just shut this off. So much for the lower lightning round.
Yeah, let's do some triage, stop the bleeding, and get out of here.
All right. Like, subscribe, comment if you're on YouTube, but go to my movierecollection.com. Tell your friends. I'm Vincent Cloud.
Leave a 5-star rating. I'm John Nemitz.